looking back, was all this worth it? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So this is going to be the last time we're going to cover these next-gen consoles. I just wanted to finish up with, comparing the pros and cons of the launch, what's going on with them now, and, where the status of where they're going to be going, and, was it worth it this whole time, this whole past month, rushing to get them? So I want to start off by just saying, I had to teach myself the same thing and why I've decided to just wait. And the biggest thing is just be patient. There's no rush. There never was. And one of the pros that I'm going to discuss is pretty much I think the only reason, that really made sense for this whole debacle of trying to get them and sitting in queues and waking up at 3 a.m. for Target drops. And it's just, the whole thing now is just be patient. That's, the bottom line. So I'm going to start with the pros, and, they're pretty simple. You're going to get your next-gen hardware, which is, the reason you're going to get a next-gen console. And you're just getting better graphics and processing power. That's all it is. Because at the end of the day, the cons that I'll discuss really describe, without those, the processing power and stuff, it's not really worth rushing to get. And the last pro you get for having it, starting from November 10th and 12th till now is status. You get to say you're an owner of a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, and congratulations to those who got it. It's awesome. Enjoy it. But for those who, don't have one yet and they still feel the need to rush out and get it, be patient. I promise. It's going to be a lot more worth it in the end. You're going to still enjoy it. We have a whole, usually a whole decade of a lifespan for these consoles. So, be patient. The cons with these consoles, there's a few of them. The first one was just the availability. Scalpers bottom up. They were impossible to get on the market. And, people are still having a hard time getting them now. They're not in stores, rarely. And, you got to always monitor Twitter. It's really annoying to have to sit there with 8 different counts notifications on, waiting for the little ding to go, oh, drops live. And you rush for it, and you don't end up getting it. It really was an annoying process. And that leads me into the next con that these consoles had, was the obsession over the chase. And that is where I think the biggest unhealthy con came from for these consoles, is people were sitting in a stream or something for 12 hours waiting, watching the same person repeat the same phrase, oh, be patient, or, it's going to go live, we're doing this, we're watching this drop, and I'm guilty of it too. It was really I got so obsessed with it, and I was, sitting at my computer for hours at a time, just waiting for nothing to happen. And even when it did happen, you never got it. It was the name of the game, and it became very unhealthy. I think people were losing sleep over it. People were camping out at stores for 2 days straight. It's ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. And this is the reason why I think it's ridiculous. They don't have any games. Simple as that. There is no games on these new consoles that are worth, sitting out at a GameStop for 2 nights. What games do they have? Xbox doesn't even have any, let's be honest. They have Game Pass. Halo got delayed till October 2021. And even when we watch the Game Awards or you watch E3, you're not going to know anything coming out until then. Nothing has even been announced coming out in the next few months. So what was the rush to get the consoles? You're going to go back play a game that you got 2 years ago? There's just for graphic power, if that's really that important to you and you got it, good for you. But there was no reason to get into unhealthy obsessions of trying to get these consoles to go play a game that runs perfectly fine on your last gen console. We'll leave Cyberpunk out of this because that was just a whole disaster in itself. And the last con I really just want to say with these consoles is I think they're just money-sucking people, because, they're telling you, they released all these consoles with no games on them, and then instead of just doing a free upgrade on the games you've already paid full price for, they're charging you extra money to upgrade it, quote-unquote. And yeah, I guess it looks better, but is it really worth investing more money in it? In my opinion, no. I'm not going to pay to upgrade any games I've already paid for. It is what it is. That's what, new games are supposed to be. It's supposed to test the waters with the new engines and, push the boundaries of how graphics work. And I think, them charging more to just so you can upgrade games you've already paid for, and their games for the last gen consoles just makes no sense to me. So that's where I'm at with this. You know, I'm gonna leave you guys with some questions. That's what I always do. This is a conversation channel. We state our opinions, look at some facts that we can find on the internet, so I'm backed up on those. And then I ask some questions, and I hope that you guys, you know, respond down in the comments, create a conversation. So I'm gonna leave you with these questions. So first question was 3 PlayStation launch titles enough? You had Spider-Man, Demon's Souls, Godfall, and then Astro's Playroom. I won't even consider that, it's pre-installed. But was that worth it to get into these habits of trying to really rush to get the console? For games that are on both consoles, was Cyberpunk AC Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion good enough to rush over to these new consoles? Cyberpunk, maybe, but I don't even know if it's running good on the new next-gen consoles anyway. It's a disaster on consoles right now. You can't even buy it on PlayStation anymore, you know? Next, when do you think we're going to start to see game announcements with specific dates? When are these games going to start being released that are made specifically for these next-gen consoles? Now, looking back, if you have one or don't have one yet, and I hope that this video kind of helps you guys realize that patience is key here. But if you can, you know, take that in and realize that, and then, you know, put that into your own practice, looking back, was all this worth it? And, you know, in my personal life, was that chase worth it so far? Wasting all that time and energy into, like, you know, stuff I could have made more YouTube videos on or whatever. Was it worth it? No, not really. Especially realizing when I have a perfectly okay PlayStation 4 that I can play some games on that I'm still working through, that I can upgrade over into later. I'm not going to pay, but I can send them over onto the new console later and play it on there. And the fact that there's no games out, it wasn't worth the hype that I built up in my own mind. But, you know, those are my opinions. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up. As well as just hit the subscribe button if you guys are enjoying this content. This is going to be my last video until after the holiday break. So I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you guys in the next one.